livestream.com/ear to the streets. I want to say shout out to everybody who's come through, showed love. Shout out to Pills, Dins, G Kid. Shout out to Tommy Guns and ADR. Shout out to Short Dog. Everybody shows love, and also shout out to you, P Black, for coming through and showing love. Come over here from the South Bronx. And I want to ask you a question now. My next thing is, as I said, with your style and your influences, what are you trying to do in this game? What do you want what is your legacy? I know being from the Bronx, you come from a ton of great MCs, and how do you feel about the new breed of MCs, like the French Montanas and the Meek Mills? How do you feel about those new breeds coming?
Hey, man, I'm loving those cats as long as they're lyrical, man. You know, I'm loving them as long as they're lyrical. You know, keeping the game going, man. The way it's supposed to keep going. You know, not just just saying anything to be saying anything, man. You know, as long as they're lyrical, you know, that's what it's about. You know, I haven't had much time to really, listen to a lot of those guys. You know what I'm saying? But that cat French Montana, my son was telling me about him. He actually went to school with him. He said he's pretty good, and there's a couple of cats out there that's pretty good, and that's what it's all about. You know, what's his name? Joel Ortiz. You know, can't help but hear that cat's name. You know, he's like all over the place. So, you know, he's doing his thing real hard. So, you know, that's what it's about, man. As long as they, put it down and they're lyrical. I was just actually listening to a joint by Joel Ortiz the other day. I was like, okay, that cat definitely got lyrics. So, yeah, big up to all the young cats that's doing it.
Then also, my next question to you is, how do you feel about the major labels? And because nowadays, independently, because you're pretty much an independent artist, from what I can understand and speak, how do you feel about the major labels? When I say that, because basically you can do a lot of stuff on your own now, independently.
Major labels, the only thing that's really separating them now is that, they got a ton of money, before, they had, like, all the insides, take you here and get you there and do this and do that. But now with the internet, and the phenomenon that's called YouTube, you can pretty much do stuff yourself,
Understandable, and I totally agree with you. So what other things do you do outside of hip-hop?
Man, I just, hustle, man. Just, every day, man, just live, man. Just trying to, struggle to make another dollar just like everybody else, man. I'm just a regular person, just like everybody else, man.
So, as I said, so when this release coming up on this new project that you have coming out, you said you're going to do it or sometime around summertime, you're looking?
Yeah, hopefully, by the summer, we should have the album out there.
And so now, you have a title for the album? Or
yeah, Got 'Em Hooked.
Got 'Em Hooked?
Yeah, Got 'Em Hooked, it's all about the hooks, music.
Oh, so you're trying to really make it, not just, you're trying to really make good music at the end of the day.
Oh, man, that's what it's about, you're wasting your time going in that studio, man. For me anyway, it's a waste of time for me to go in the studio unless I'm trying to make, like, the best music I can.
And I can't disagree with you there. So, how do you feel about, because I know have you had the chance to go to Europe? You haven't had the chance to go to Europe yet to perform?
No, love to go out there.
But when you go to other cities to perform, because you performed in Florida and in Connecticut, do they embrace you the same way New York does, or is it like, do they, maybe because since you're a new artist, do they look at you differently?
Sometimes more, like a lot of times more. New York City, man, it's hard, man. New York City is really hard, man. So like I find like when you go out, to different places, man, they embrace you a whole lot more, man. That's their nature and their personality anyway. When you go to different places, you have people you don't even know saying hi to you. Try that in New York City. You gotta be like, you talking to me? You don't know me, man.
Yeah.
But mostly anywhere else you go, people are nice and friendly, so you always get a better perception outside of New York City.
Right. Because they say the saying with New York, you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
That's why.
That's why. So, as I said, but also as I said, with the whole new wave of hip hop, being that you feel you've entered the game in a standpoint in which you've seen the game change and grow, do you bring something new back to the game?
To be honest, I think the game is stagnant right now. And that's because we just don't have the amount of artists, really great artists, out, year after year the way we used to have, man. So to me it's stagnant, if you just got one or two guys, that's just hitting off, or 4 or 5 guys that's hitting off, and there's no room for anybody else, that's no good. So to me it's stagnant right now.
Agreed. And right now, that's why you're about to change the game, P Black. You're here to change the game.
I'm here to put it down, man, and let cats know, man, get your lyrical game up. get it up, get it right, get it tight, then she gonna have problems.
I'm gonna get into a couple more joints from you, then after that we get into a freestyle.
Oh man, freestyle, I do not do. I hate to disappoint you, man. I am a writer, dog. I just.
Well, you could write. You could give us something you wrote.
Freestyle, man.
You could give us something you wrote.
I could do that.
Alright.
But I ain't gonna front and be like, yo, I'm freestyling right now. I'm kicking off a rhyme that I wrote, bro.
We're livestream.com, ear to the streets every Monday night, 9 to midnight. Here we got something brand new from P Black. Here we go.